Hello, YouTube. Just a little update here. Reminder to myself, I'll probably remember it. But anyway, to have the track that should be playing right now is uh, instrumental kind of backing track that I found on YouTube, which I have to put in the description again with a link. I say again because there's like at least two videos, parts of my freaking Sims 2 LP where I have this thing playing. So yeah, and the main melody kind of thing through it all is me, and it blends in really well. My guitar does it really nice. But yeah, I like to tend to give credit to the person who makes stuff, you know? That's probably why I don't really use any real. Well, I have technically used mods in Sims 2 LP, but I prefer not to use too many mods because I can't remember exactly where I found the mods, you know? Most of them were from modsims.com or something like that. I think it was just called Mod Sims, wasn't it? I think it was anyway. But anyway, on to the subject here. A little update on things. Yesterday, I went to the hospital and stuff like that, as some of you might know that watch my Canon LD, because I mentioned it in that. And the reason why I went to the hospital was like, it's kind of what would you call it exactly? I'm not entirely sure what you'd call it, but I had to like talk to this guy and just like give a kind of, he'd ask a bunch of questions about like my anxiety and stuff like that. Various different things about myself he'd ask. And just like see what we should do about it. It's kind of like a kind of checkup thing, I guess. And like, he's just like, my medication, which is duloxetine at the moment, like the dosage of that's been upped a bit because like feels like the at its current thing it just doesn't really seem to be doing all that much because I tend to be like really depressed a lot. So it's like maybe if it's a little bit like you know yeah, and then after all that, it was really awkward, I gotta say, because, like, I, like, mentioned how, like, I can't make eye contact with people for more than a, like, second or two. Literally, this is true, man. I just can't look at people for too long. It just feels like, maybe like this, like, staring into my soul or something, I don't know. But I can never look people in the face for very long, especially strangers, you know? So I'm always just kind of staring off into the distance. I could be looking at someone or something, but I'm not looking at them. I'm looking kind of through them, I guess. It's really random because I just can't make eye contact. I'm just staring off into space, really. So, like, I told him that, and he's just like, okay. Then he just like, let's try something. Just look at my face and try to make eye contact with his hands. So I did that. It was kind of awkward. And then he's like the most what the fuck what kind of thing that I'd heard all day that day. It was just like, show me what a happy face would look like. It's just like, wait, what? I can't make a happy face. He tried to tell me to smile while making eye contact here, because I can't do that, man. It just looks kind of weird, because I can only like do like if forced, I can only like do like a kind of grin or something like that. I mean, I smile. I mean, you've probably seen me smile on the webcam in the facade video, I think, because when I laugh, I tend to have a smile, don't I? And that's just random, but I was browsing through a bunch of my old pictures. Well, some of them aren't all that old. And there's one of me actually smiling. Well, there are quite a few of me smiling, but there's this one where I was smiling, you know, the type of smile where your mouth is actually open. And I was just like, there's like two of them, and I just kept going back and forth, and it was just like, it was that kind of, it's weird. I just like look at some of the pictures, just like, holy shit. I can see what people mean about me looking like a girl in some of them, because without the facial hair, my face looks kind of feminine. Not like completely, but a bit. And with the hair, it kind of does kind of seem that way. With that smile, it's just like, it just looks like some kind of girl that's just like, hey. It's just like, what? I mean, in a lot of my pictures, you can tell I'm a guy easily. I mean, right, I guess that's probably why I keep the facial hair, maybe. I don't know. Also, just like with the mustache, which it's not like a proper, like full on mustache like you'd see, like those proper ones that are just like, yes. I always find myself just twirling it regardless, even though it's not much of a mustache. It's just like, hmm. You know, some people twirl their hair. I freaking twirl the little mustache thing there. Yeah, it's random. What am I even talking about again? What was I talking about? Um. Yeah, and then he was like, "Show me what an angry face would look like." Just like, yeah, I can make like a glare, easy enough. Just like, okay, now a surprised face, and then just like, what would a surprised face look from me? Because I rarely show a surprised face. Like my default expressions seem to be sad, or are you fucking kidding me? Look, angry glare face, or the Kristen Stewart face, which is completely expressionless. Or the kind of, like I do, like, as I said, smile and all that. Whenever I laugh at something or find something amusing, I'll just smile at it, or laugh and stuff like that, whatever. But other than that, I just like, not really much facial expressions. And, yeah. So that was kind of awkward. Just like, I can't do a surprise face because I'm not even sure how I'm supposed to look. I mean, it's awkward. Just like, this is the first time meeting this person. They're just like, you expect me to do that? You need, like, I would act like a complete retard and make these faces if it was someone I actually knew, like, really well. I thought I was gonna, like, randomly be like, oh yeah, I'm also, like, do these kind of voices where I'm just, like, have these kind of voices in my videos. Oh, this voice and stuff like that. But that would have been even more awkward, really. Holy shit, 7 minutes into this? Man, I was planning on this just being a little update, and we ain't even freaking started on this update yet. What else happened? And, like, after all the random questions and all that, I also had to, like, because I wanted to get this out of the way, check on my health and stuff. You know, get kind of a health checkup, because I haven't freaking had anything like that in years. So, like, I had, like, blood tests and stuff like that. I had that thing where they put those stickers on your stomach and stuff like that. And blood pressure. Blood pressure seems okay. Obviously, I don't know the results of the blood test or anything like that right now, because you don't freaking get the results straight away, but whatever. And, also, like, had weight, stuff like that. I seem to be at a reasonable weight, I suppose. And I am actually 5'10". I did not know that. I'd always, like, been like, was I 5'8" or 5'6"? Like, no, that was way off. It's 5'10". It's like, holy shit, does that mean I'm quite tall? Because every time I, like, see people that are, like, slightly taller than me, and I'm always like, why does everyone seem a bit taller than me? I used to be considered tall. But then they're, like, wandering through the hospital, like, yeah, there are quite a few people that are shorter than me. Like, hobbit kind of size. It's like, that's, my sister's, like, shorter than me and my brother, so it's just like, you hobbit. I'm always trolling her like that. My brother is like, I think he's slightly taller than me, but I'm not sure. And there was another thing, like, while I have my blood test like that, and I was just like talking in this kind of way that I do when I like not like got the confidence in my voice. That was just kind of like, what did I say? I can't remember. It's weird because like when I talk to people that I don't know well, well, even my dad really, because while I obviously know my dad my whole life, he's just like the only family member that when talking to I usually have like my kind of quieter kind of voice, where it's just like kind of awkward mumbling sounding kind of thing, where it's not as loud, you know. And the person who took the blood test commented on my voice and said I sounded Canadian a bit, so I was just like, what? Do I really sound Canadian? I didn't even know that. How the hell would I sound Canadian? I don't even know any Canadians. If so, that's kind of random, isn't it? You'd think that'd have like a Welsh kind of accent, but Canadian accent? That'd be really random. I mean, I tend to go into like various different accents from every now and then. It's like, I'm freaking Scottish now, or maybe it's a combination of Welsh or Scottish. I don't know. I'm not very good with accents, you see, and I kind of, yeah, you see, I just like with accents, I can never tell what accent I'm actually doing. So usually it's just like if I like try to say, oh, this is that accent or that accent or whatever, I'm just like wrong. You don't know what it is because you don't know accents properly. So like whenever I make an accent, I never say what accent I'm making because I don't know what accent I'm actually making, but I'm trying to make an accent regardless, kind of thing, you know. But usually, whatever accent, if there is an accent in the way I talk in right now, which is my normal way of talking, then I guess that's my accent, I suppose, if it's even there. So there was that, and then after much of that, so just like my sister and her nephew were at the hospital because her son had like banged his head through a toy box. He's okay, but you had to take them there as well. And then we went home. They had McDonald's and stuff like that. Then we got home, and after 5 minutes, it's just like, ugh. The hospital was actually more pleasant than this. It was just like freaking drive to the freaking hospital, and the waiting room was absolutely god awful. I fucking hate it. It made me feel really, really uncomfortable, especially the waiting room. I was just like, hands like on my face and that kind of fist kind of thing that people do. It's just like, and then people just start. Then when people started coming into the freaking area and just start talking in that way that, you know, like that kind of way where they just like, that's all you can hear. You can't really make out what they're saying. It's like they're speaking in a different language. When people have like conversations that you can't actually hear what they're saying, despite how loud they are, it made me feel very uncomfortable. But then once like I used to the area and stuff like that, I was like, yeah, this wasn't so bad. That's like one of the things about me. Once I get used to being in a different area, then I pretty much feel more comfortable. Just like random thought, like halfway at some point through it, so I just like, what if someone came to the hospital dressed as the Grim Reaper? Or better yet, what if a doctor was dressed as the Grim Reaper? And like an old woman comes in like that, you just like, I've been expecting you. Please take a seat. I am Dr. Reaper. Just be really random now, wouldn't it? Of course, you'd get fired immediately, and you should probably have a heart attack. The only convenient thing about it is that the person would actually be in the hospital, so yeah, you'd just be like, oh shit, we can get to it right now. So, anyway, the subject to the point here. When I got home, I was like, okay, upload the next part of Final Fantasy 9. That went well. It took a few hours to upload because freaking YouTube's upload can be a bitch sometimes with long, big kind of file sizes. Then I got down the way, I was like, okay, that's done. And I was at the same time dealing with the worst fucking part of canon ever. Like Canon LP, well, it wasn't a bad part. I'm not saying it's like a bad part, but the editing process, the saving of the file, awful. It took hours, and it didn't even save every time. Every time, it would stop responding, I'd try to cancel it, and it'd stop responding. I should have just left it as it was at the beginning, because then later on I realized that the reason why it didn't seem like it wasn't freaking saving was because it was literally that slow. I was like, what the fuck? Like, I could have left it freaking saving it for 5 full hours and it still wouldn't freaking make much progress probably. Because the last time that I actually tried to save that file, when I was just like, okay, fuck it, one more try on that. And I was originally gonna upload Mario Party 4. Hopefully I'm gonna be uploading it today because I converted it to an MP4 file. because its original file was literally just 1 MB away from like a gigabyte, I think. That's ridiculous. No wonder why it took forever to upload, and Google Chrome crashed halfway through it, and usually YouTube would like save the upload so like it continued from where I left off, which was near the halfway point. So I tried that, and then it just said starting upload, and it wouldn't go any further than that, so I was like, fuck that. So then I uploaded Facade instead, which was much better because it was only around 300 megabytes, so it only took 2 hours or so. And that feels like quite a long time, but that's more reasonable than having to wait like 4 or 5 hours, or even 6 hours for a file to upload. Anyway, as I was doing that and all that, Google Chrome just crashed and all that shit, and I was pissed off about it, and I was trying to save that stupid file, but at the end of the day, I said fuck it, because after 2 hours of converting the Mario Party into a freaking MP4 file, which is around about 500 megabytes now, which is more reasonable because I've been able to deal with files that are around that length. Like up to 700 megabytes, I can deal with that shit, but 900, that's taking it too far, man. That's too much. So that literally took 2 hours to freaking convert it. Just to convert it, it took 2 hours. I can't believe that shit, man, but it took that long. And then, at the same time, I was saving Canon, the part 29, I think, of Canon in Movie Maker, and I looked at it after 2 hours and all that to see how it was doing. 30%. Literally. Like, it went from 1 to 24% reasonably fast, like within 15 minutes, and then it just, like, went into slow mode, like just 1% added on for like what freaking each freaking 20 minutes or so, 15 minutes. It was ridiculous. It was like, no way, I've been up since 7 a.m. I freaking went to the hospital and did all that shit that I mentioned, and then I got home and this fucking thing has pissed me off and enraged me and just will not cooperate. I was so damn pissed the fuck off that I was just like, no, fuck it, I'll do that tomorrow. So there won't be any Canon upload until at least tomorrow, because I'll be trying to get it to save today. And the reason, I mean, I could have handled it even if it was going that slow, but it was the fact that at that time it was like freaking, by the time I like went to sleep, it was like 2 a.m. by the time I ended up going to sleep. And I was like, for fuck's sake, I've had a long day, freaking stupid Movie Maker, and I couldn't even freaking do anything about it, so I was just like, oh, fuck it. So, yeah, just like, that's why I won't be any Canon until tomorrow at least. And, on to other things then, we might as well throw in some other things, like, just mention like my other LPs and how they're doing so far. Like Final Fantasy 9, I've like completed that LP like maybe I think maybe it was in February last month, or maybe it was January, I can't remember. But I completed that quite a while back, quite some G time back. It's 93 or 94 parts total. So it's still got a ways to go upload wise. As for Sims 2, I've got 86 parts recorded so far, and it's still got a ways to go as well, because I don't know. They're still in college, but they're in their last year of college at that point. Konata is actually in a relationship with someone in The Sims 2. It's not me, not my sim, and my sim's not in a relationship yet, but I'll just like ask you viewers, because honestly I can't decide. I mean, I let him like choose it like by the scope the room thing, and like it's kind of like a tie in a way. While Miyu has like 3 points and Mayu has 2 points, you see. But then like my sim doesn't do anything, and I prefer if my sim was the one to make the move instead of me having to force it, you know? So, but he is always like kind of got an eye for Mayu. but he's got more chemistry with Mew. And they're just like, which one do you think my sim should go with? Mew or Mayu? I'll leave that decision up to you, I suppose. And another thing about Sims 2 is Evil Blackboard and Echo, though, this kind of deal thing where I have like stupid freaking screensaver pops up and interrupts me and stuff. But there's this thing that I've got where whoever out of the two get the final promotion and make it to the top of their career first will be the one to get married to, right? And Echo and Evil Blackwood are literally one promotion each from their final promotion in their careers. So whichever one gets that will get married to the person they're currently with. And yeah, so we finally have a wedding in the Sims. But that's still not happened yet. It's still got a ways. They've got skill points to build up and all that, which is kind of tedious because then it's just like, it makes a lot of the LP just feel really, you know, just like what can you do with it if you have to constantly repeat the same stuff over and over? Which is why there are parts where I literally just pick up the guitar and start playing guitar and ignoring the game. I tend to do that with The Sims 2 a lot. There's quite a few parts like that, and there was even one part where I literally just freaking was like, you know what? Let's do something different. And now, time for something completely different. I just went on Google Chrome and just translated random things. It actually made for an epic Idiot remix. I literally had Idiot in various different languages. It was epic. I just like had this freaking kind of dance kind of sounding music from Times Plays Future Perfect, and it just sounded really well together. It was just like, yeah, that is something you could dance to. It's just like baka 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 idiot 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 idiot. While this kind of dance track was playing, it really did seem like a proper remix. And yeah, this is like when I like focus on the college one, I can like think of stuff to do with that somewhat. But when it comes to Evil Blackboard and Echo, it's just like, what can I really do right now if I'm just trying to get them to finally get their final promotion so I don't have to deal with that shit? And stat raising is a bitch, I gotta say. Try to keep it balanced and all that, but it's kind of difficult with them. So I can't really like do much with their characters at the moment as a result. While with like Gonta, Mayu, Mew, and MySim, there's like potential there. While they have to study for college and stuff like that, there's things I could do here and there, you know? There's actually something that happens, you know, and usually random things happen because there are more Sims there that I can't have any control over as well. Because there are other students there, the lunch woman, cafeteria woman, whatever, lunch lady, and while, like, in the Dragon Residence, there's only Echo and Evil Blackboard, and occasionally there's someone who visits. That comes home from work, and there are people that would, like, go past the house and all that, but I don't greet them, and even if I did, they just go straight for the hot tub, so it wouldn't be interesting. So, yeah, there's that, and, what else? What are my other current LPs? There's also another video, like, there have been quite a few videos where I briefly play a game, and one of them was Trinity Universe, and I haven't uploaded it. I don't even know if I should upload it, because the commentary wasn't like too loud, and it wasn't overall that interesting. It was just like a spur of the moment kind of thing, and I couldn't really focus on the game, because if I recall correctly, my mother was talking about how like our cat Thomas seemed scared of something, and just like trying to make it, and it made it seem like he was like, he's scared, he's seeing a ghost somewhere, and he's all like, so I kind of felt like, while I was recording that, I just didn't really feel quite in the zone. So it's like, and a lot of for the freaking video itself, I was mostly explaining how the battle system worked, because I had a few things, and I can't even remember them right now actually, about the gameplay that is kind of confusing, and the game doesn't fully explain it in a way that's totally 100% understandable. So I decided, you know what, just have a few random battles in one dungeon, clear one dungeon, and that was the entire video. it was mostly me just explaining how the battle system works, and the commentary was kind of quiet, as I said. If you want me to upload that, fair enough, because, yeah, why not? That's the only other one that I haven't uploaded of those, so those are my current LPs of those that I mentioned, and like Printer Universe and Mario Party and Facade that I uploaded yesterday and Slender that I uploaded a while back. Those are the only like brief kind of spur of the moment playing game thing, not actual LPs. So with that, one more bit on the update. Pokemon Colosseum. Yes, I bet quite a few of you viewers have like been eagerly awaiting another Pokemon LP, and it'll take a while. I've currently only got 11 parts of it on my laptop here. Reason for that being because I don't have any software to burn a disc onto the laptop, or whatever way you do it, where you can actually just get the whole freaking shebang, the whole videos onto the freaking laptop without me having to freaking have it play in that Power DVD freaking thing and have Fraps recordings. Because Fraps not only lags it, but the freaking Power DVD thingy-majiggy also tends to crash sometimes during some of the recording kind of thing. So I like record through it all, I have to re-record the video itself while it's on the laptop playing, and then I put it in the Movie Maker. I quiet it, I put the volume down a bit on the video footage itself, then I add in my commentary from the audio file which I record with Audacity. I put it over that and blend it. Sometimes it doesn't whenever there's like I said, whenever it crashes at a certain point in the video with the freaking Power DVD thing, I have to do a bit of editing and try to like time it correctly. And sometimes I literally just have to like have a part in the video where it's just like random images just to like, just so like the commentary would continue, and then once it gets back to the video, then it just gets back into the video with my commentary intact. But sometimes it just be like, fuck it, Power DVD screwed me over and I can't be arsed if I can deal with shit. So like, when putting it onto my laptop, it's a very much of a bitch. Because another thing is, like, if I do anything with my laptop while it's recording, basically my pointer will the contour pointer will literally show on the screen. As if it's like scrolling anywhere, even if I haven't got the freaking window of that open at the time, it will appear on the screen, and it's just like, no, it just look awkward and out of place. I've freaking noticed that last year with my Crux Zero 2 LP and stuff like that. I think maybe Silent Hill 2 had occasions like that. It tends to happen. So it's just like, I literally have to do something else, And what I usually do is I'd be playing Persona 4, because I've been playing through it again, but currently I just like got my PlayStation 3 back in my room, and I'm just like, but there's no real game that's really interests me on that. I mean, I remember playing Journey a while back when I had the flu. I was just like, I want a game that's not really like too much gameplay wise and doesn't really need you to focus too much, and no dialogue, because I can't freaking read now because I feel like shit kind of thing, I played right to the end of the game, and then I was like, where the fuck do I go? It's just like floating in the air, and I didn't know which direction I was supposed to be heading in, so I was just like, I can't be fucking arsed. Right at the end of the game, and it's like, nah, I can't be arsed. Maybe I'll play through that with an LP or something, I don't know. Not right now, obviously. So, yeah, I'd like to play Persona 4 while it records. That's like how I deal with that, because like, some of the videos like 20 or so minutes, 30 minutes or so, and you just be like, I'm not gonna sit here and rewatch my freaking video footage and then have to save the said video footage while editing in my audio while not doing anything else. So it's like, nope, while that's happening, I'll freaking be playing Persona 4, whether it be level grinding, searching for quest items, or kicking some boss ass, or social links and stuff like that. I'll just be doing that while it records, and sometimes, like, as I said, sometimes it would crash, and sometimes it would lag, and I'd be like, ah, crap, I have to freaking redo that. And that's why it's so damn tedious. I mean, with Project Zero 2 and Silent Hill 2 last year, recording that was freaking much better. And the cool thing is, like, in total, for Pokemon Colosseum, not including the ones that are on the disc itself, on the DVD, that have been recorded, there are probably nearly 20 parts now, I think. But it's so damn tedious to record, and I'm running out of discs as well. And yeah, so that one might take a while before I start uploading Pokemon Colosseum. Like, once I make like a little trailer and upload a trailer of it, that would be around about the point where it'd pretty much be like, okay, Pokemon Colosseum coming soon. And that'd probably be uploaded a day or two, start uploading on that a day or two after I show a trailer of it. Well, right here I say, let's show like a little random clip from part of it, just whatever part I choose to. It'll probably be one of my new freaking which I freaking tend to do whenever they level up now. It used to be level up, but now it's level up. It's really random. Well, show it.
The way I say that, you think this is it's weird, isn't it? Like, this is like my normal way of speaking, kind of like a deep kind of voice, really. And then all of a sudden,
so yeah, that's something to look forward to for you viewers there, Pokemon Colosseum. Like, the first part of it is really clusterfuck because I like still had quite a bad cough and I was coughing for the whole first part. But after that, kind of just like, it's just chill. But a lot of the parts I tend to run out of things to say really fast because it's the same repetitive nonsense. It's like, Pokemon battles, what's there to say about it? It's just like, confusion, or wait. It's just like, there's not much to say about this. I'm just freaking basically destroying everything in my sights. I mean, currently, like, out of all the Pokemon that you catch in the game, I've only failed to catch like 2 Pokemon. I've actually succeeded in catching the large majority of the ones I've actually encountered that you have to catch. I'm saying it like that to avoid spoiling anything. But yeah. And, holy shit, this has been a long video. Holy shit, I wasn't intending for it to be a long-ass video, but whatever, it doesn't matter. As long as it doesn't take a freaking billion years to freaking, oh my god, actually, I gotta think about it. Freaking putting images together for this shit? Fuck, it's gonna take forever, because, like, oh my god. Just, like, with an image, you can only have it up to 30 seconds, and then you have to put in another image. 30 seconds. It's gonna take for fucking ever, man. Oh my god. Because this is a freaking audio recording, not a video recording. Oh my god, what the fuck was I thinking? Anything else I should freaking say on the update there? I have Persona 4. I think I might LP that at some point this year. Maybe. This is debatable on this one. Just a maybe. What do you viewers think? If so, I think I mentioned this before, but if I do so, should I like have it as a playthrough on a previous save file, which like courage and stuff like that would be maxed out? It doesn't like affect like the gameplay itself, but more of like your character would be more kind of ballsy, more understanding and all that. So that like whenever like you get like choices, like ways you reply to things like that, you can click on the more daring kind of things. Like there'd be choices where you wouldn't be able to pick the choice for if you don't have enough courage or enough understanding and stuff like that, or expression and stuff like that, or diligence. So like right off the bat, be able to handle that. The only downside to it is I wouldn't need to like have him study or like do any other stat raising things for those. Leveling up and all that would all be the same. It'd just be that. So like it would feel a little odd to some that would probably watch it. You'd be like, why aren't you raising your stats at all? Why aren't you reading the books and all that? And it's like, because you don't really need to. He's already got all of those maxed out. It just feels pointless. It would feel more like as soon as I'd like done with everything at the Dojima residence, social link wise, then I'd probably just work on those just to get them out of the way for no real reason, because it's one way to pass time then. So there's that, and that's pretty much all I've currently got going on here. It was a long ass video. Well, anyways, hopefully you can frickin' get that frickin' Canon file frickin' saved by tomorrow, and hopefully it'll be uploaded tomorrow. So yeah, and hopefully this video doesn't take fucking ever to edit and save and upload. I imagine the upload process isn't gonna be that bad, because when it like save something like this in Movie Maker where it's not an actual like video footage but rather like an image kind of footage with an audio track, that's usually pretty tame and like low on space compared to take up memory like my other videos usually do. It's like, it seems to be a pattern kind of thing here. Stuff like Canon, Clannad, Misao, and what else doesn't take up much memory. Well, stuff like that is just like, yeah, those ones don't, like even before I started using Camtasia for Canon, it never really took up much memory in the first place. Even with Fraps, once I'd like save it in Movie Maker, it'd take up like 100 megabytes or so at most. While LPs like Final Fantasy VII or The Sims 2 can take up quite a bit of memory. Not up to like a gigabyte, but they can take up quite a bit of memory, you know? And I think the Echo the Dolphin LP also did the same. I don't know why, considering like it could like save other things. Like, I guess it's probably because of like with stuff like The Sims and Final Fantasy IX, there's a lot of moving around in game, while in stuff like Misao and Clannad, Canon, there's not really as much of that, I suppose. Maybe that's probably why. Well, anyway, that was an update on stuff like that. So, look forward to the Pokemon Coliseum LP when I finally decide, like, to upload it. The thing with that is, it's kind of like an anime and a manga, like. Just like, someone could be making an anime and just like, of like a manga and then stop like abruptly or make a filler arc or something like that, because the original manga is like at the near too close to the original manga the anime would be, so they have to stop that or like add in a filler arc. So it's kind of like that in a way. It's just like, I need more footage recorded at the very least, so it doesn't feel like I have to like constantly be recording. That's what happened with Fragile Dreams, and I was just like, it was like, it was much better. Like last year, while I didn't really like the fact that I had literally nothing to record all month because I'd like recorded Silent Hill 2 and Project Zero 2 in advance, it was much more convenient than recording it the way I did with Fragile Dreams, where it'd be like, recording and uploading would literally almost collide, because I have to record up to like 5 or 6 parts before I can actually just finalize the disc and then use it on the laptop. So that was a major bitch. So yeah, at least until I get a reasonably good amount of footage done and feel it's reasonable enough, then and I'll get around to uploading that LP. So look forward to that, and any thoughts on any other things I said, like the thing with Miu or Mayu, which one should it be? If I'll be Persona 4, which choice of the two should I make? Also, while on the Persona 4 subject, which club should I join, do you think? Because you can decide on that one as well, because why not? There's 2 different clubs in that, and 2 different clubs for each of the 2 clubs in question. And, yeah. Was there anything else to that? I think the most brief one is probably Final Fantasy IX. I can't really say anything about that since I've already completed that LP and I just need to get the upload and all that. Just like quite a few memorable kind of things in Final Fantasy IX, but that's like the LP that kind of gets overlooked, it seems, out of my LPs. Even The Sims 2 gets a lot more attention than the Final Fantasy IX one. It's a shame, really. It's kind of ironic, because in the Sims 2 LP I usually run out of things to say. Well, in Final Fantasy IX, that's where my commentary kind of like shines a bit more. Because like I usually have things to say. Sort of. I mean, it's an RPG, there's story in there. Well, in The Sims 2, I have to literally make up the story itself as we go through it. But anyway, this video's been going on long enough. Also, the Trinity Universe thing. What do you think about that? Should I upload a briefly playthrough of it? We should just clear one dungeon or what? Up to you. I don't mind either way. So, screw it. Wait, I was just like, is there anything else I need to say here? Just like, nope, the video's gone on literally 40 minutes. So, that's that video. So, that was more than a little update, which I intended it to originally be. See ya.